in my time, I met a lot of because of the airline and the nature of that business. When the airline became very big and very famous and glamorous, I met a lot of celebrities, including industrialists, from the Ambanis to the Tatas to Birlas and others. And I think the most interesting character as a person was Malya, because here I was, a poor village boy who went to the army, then gave up everything, went to farming, and nobody expected, and I started an airline, a helicopter company first, and then an airline. So, and I was so passionate about my idea, it was very difficult for people to deal with me, because I was not easily browbeaten, I was not easily glamorized, because I had believed deep in me that for India, for the airline to succeed, it has to be a low-cost airline, because less than 0.5% of India was traveling by air, and 99.5 were traveling by bus and train. And then I came and said, everyone must fly. So they were not able to deal with me, existing competitors like Jet Airways. And when Deccan became overnight a huge success, and we became the largest airline, obviously people who are successful in other businesses, were already traditional old-time businessmen, wanted to meet me, cuddle up to me, and some of them wanted to buy me out. And so when I met Malya for the first time, many years ago, he sent for me, and he was sitting, actually, when I met him, he was sitting on a swing which had a silver on it, with silver chains, and he had a stool there made of silver, and he was sitting there with a cigar. And he's a very charming man and very gracious host, and he can easily bowl anybody off the feet, because he was really the king of good times, because the kind of life he lived, a lot of people have money, but the kind of life he lived, he had helicopters, personal jets, he had yachts, and he was a very colorful person. So he sent for me, and I went and met him, because earlier, about 4 or 5 times, I had sort of dismissed him in the press, saying that he's a spoiled kid, So he wanted to sort of win me over, and he called me, and he says, Gopi, why don't you let me invest in your airline? He didn't say, I want to buy you out, because that's insulting. He said, allow me to invest in your airline. And I said, we are two different species, I said, I'm from the Mars and you're from the Venus. And that's how it ended. So we used to meet for drinks, and he would come home for dinner, and I would go there. But I never allowed him to come near the airline, because I knew that he wanted to acquire the airline. But he was also a very determined man. He had a lot of wealth, because he had 2 liquor companies which had 55% of the market share. And the point came when I was trying to get investments into the company. It's a long story, but to cut it short, I ended up allowing Malya to invest, because whatever I asked in terms of share price, whatever I demanded in terms of, he never said no to anything. In fact, we did the deal in 45 minutes, and he invested 1,000 crores. Actually, he was sitting in Monte Carlo on his yacht, And he called me from there when he had gone for the Formula One, and he said, you know, I would like to make the deal. And that's how it happened. But, but when a person doesn't say no to anything that you ask, that means there is a sting in the tail. There is something, and that's exactly what happened. So he gave whatever I asked, but once he got in, he did not agree to the model that we had agreed on, that we had this one. He did not cheat me or rob me of my money, but maybe he robbed me of my dreams.